Welcome to this QuickBooks 2019 tutorial for beginners on how to set up a non-inventory part in QuickBooks Desktop. My name is Matt Holquist with the QuickBooks University, and so this can give people a little bit of confusion. So I want to walk through, why or when you're going to set up a non-inventory part, and then how to do it. Okay. So first of all, what I want you to do is go over to the list drop down, okay, and you're going to go to your item list, okay? So your item list is everything that you're going to bill a customer for, all right, or that you're going to subcontract out. It's basically, it's like a database. The item list is a database of, all the items you're going to invoice for. So if I go to, you'll see here the type, and I've got these non-inventory parts, okay? So if I right click and click edit, I just want to show you what's in here. Okay, so this is a non-inventory part, and you're going to see it says use for goods you buy but don't track, like office supplies or materials for a specific job that you charge back to the customer. Okay, so disregard office supplies. I think that's a bad example. Okay, these are going to be things that you're going to specifically buy for a customer that you're going to bill back to them. So in this case, in this sample file, this is lumber. So a construction company is not going to inventory lumber. They are going to, estimate out for a job how much lumber is needed, and then they're going to go buy it specifically for that job. And so when they do that, they are going to assign that cost, that charge for the lumber to that customer, and then they're going to bill it back to them. All right. So this is something that's going to be bought specifically for a job. All right. Now, another non-inventory part that you typically see is, if there's an assembly. So if you, let's say that you install something or you manufacture something and you buy, it could be like, thousands of nails, okay, that you need to use when you install something. You're not going to inventory all those individual nails. It's going to be a non-inventory part. All right, and you're just going to assign a certain amount to a job, let's say, and then use it in that job so you can expense it. All right, so those are some examples of when you're going to use a non-inventory part. It's something you're not going to inventory, and you're just typically going to charge it to the customer. Okay, so with that explanation in mind, let's go down to item and then new. All right, so when you set up a new item, you're going to see you have service, inventory, assembly. You've got all these different things here. So you're going to choose non-inventory part, okay? So the item number, let's say that this is nails, all right? You can make this a sub-item of something, okay? So you can see here lumber, they've got sub-items under here. In this case, we're not going to make nails a sub-item. Now, if there's a certain manufacturer's part number, you buy certain nails for everything. You can put that in here if you want to. You do not need to do a unit of measure. All right. You can if you want to. This is typically going to be that, if you, buy them by the pound, but sell them in bulk. Let's say you can set up a unit of measure, but you don't need to. Okay. Okay, this item is used in assemblies or is purchased for a specific customer job. Now, if you're not doing that and you're just setting up the non-inventory part, you would leave that unchecked. All right, and then you can put a description on here of, nails for job. All right, so when this shows up on an invoice, if you charge, let's say, a flat rate, all right, for the nails, and it's going to be taxable or non-taxable depending on where you are. All right. So if you have a customer and you just charge a flat rate, hey, we're charging you $100 for the nails. It doesn't matter how many we use. It's just $100. It's a flat rate. You can put a price in there, and then you're going to put in here the different whatever income that you're going to put this to. Okay. So let's say this is materials income. All right. Now, if you are purchasing these for a specific job, let's say it's a job that needs very specific custom nails, you would check this, okay, description on purchase transactions, the expense account, let's say that this is cost of goods sold, job materials. If you have a preferred vendor, you can put that in here. You don't have to. You can leave the cost blank because the cost may vary, all right? So when you put it on a purchase order, you can put in the amount and then the sales information. Okay, the sales price, $100. You can also leave this at 0 so you can change it on the face of an invoice. Taxable or non-taxable, and then the construction income. Okay, so if we set it up this way, all right, we say you put a description, you can put a description on purchase, transactions, you don't have to, nails for job, all right, then we hit OK. So we have our non-inventory part. All right, so when I go to do an invoice, let's say customers, we're gonna create an invoice, and let me just choose XYZ, okay? We're gonna not select the outstanding time or materials. All right, so if we say here, nails, okay, you'll see nails for job, quantity, let's say 5, all right, $100, $500, okay? So it shows up on the invoice, so you can bill this now to the customer. Okay, so those are the basics of a non-inventory part. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave those below. Also would love to show you how to start using QuickBooks fast and how to learn it and how to answer your questions and give you support along the way. If that's for you, head over to the QuickBooks University, become a member. The website is qbuniversity.org.